the material wealth, it may solve some, let's say, temporary problems, the hunger, the shelter, or help you make life more, let's say, comfortable, But we as a human being, we are not just a material being, we are a spiritual being. And unfortunately, that material can't fulfill the spiritual hunger, let's say. And somehow all the sentient beings, especially human beings, we have this urge, we have this, let's say, hunger in a very deep inside us to want to know who we really are, like the question that who am I? And there is this very important, these 4 questions: where we come from, and where will we go after death, and who we are, and what is the meaning or purpose of our life. So those are like a very spiritual question, and it comes time to time. No matter you are a Buddhist, Hindu, Christian, atheist, that question, like I said, it just arises. Sometimes you ask, like, what is the meaning of this whole thing? So that is a spiritual question. That's a spiritual calling, actually. And sometimes you ask, like, what will happen after my death? Where will I end up? What will happen? So that's a spiritual question. That's a spiritual calling. And the rich life beyond this material is this what we call the spiritual life, to search that who you really are, to know or try to know or try to understand that who really I am. Beside this, my name, which is given by my parents or some monks or saints, and my nationality is nationality of this physical body. Without this flesh and bone, and without this name, without this nationality, who am I? So once you really find the answer to this question, who am I? And I can guarantee you that you will have the rich life beyond this material. And I saw many people, and all over the world, that people who have enough with the material, so they are somehow like a turning toward the spiritual, so it's more like a material is more like a turning outside, which means what is like a kind of always finding a problem outside, the cause of happiness outside. What will make me happy? What will make me, the problem, and try to avoid those problems from outside, and try to make more joy, or to find the outside conditions. Let's say it's a more material. Material is more like an outward. So spiritual is more like an inward. Like for example, we always talk about is our suffering is you are the full responsibility, which means your karma. And your good life, let's say joy, is also you are fully responsible. But it seems like a joy is coming from outside, the suffering is coming from outside. It seems like that. But in reality, it's all your karma is deciding what kind of people you will meet in your life, what kind of the job you will get, what kind of environment you will end up, so that spiritual is more like a turning inward, to seeing the cause inside and really fix inside instead of really fixing outside. Like, I have to fix you, I have to fix my parents, I have to fix my boyfriend, I have to fix my girlfriend, I have to fix my friend, I have to fix my house, I have to fix, car, then I will be more happy. Do you see that? If I don't fix, I will be more suffering. But in spiritual, more like, the cause of suffering is my anger, my selfishness, my jealousy, So how I can fix that? So it's a different perspective. So the richness beyond material is going toward the spiritual life. But it doesn't mean to give up the material world, I mean, some people have this wrong idea that I have to give up my career, my relationship, my job, and the old my TikTok, my Facebook, my Instagram, and I have to really like shape my hair, and then I have to become a monk or nun or sadhu in order to, you know, get the spiritual experience. No, I mean, you can keep everything as it is, and really start with the one spiritual book written by some great master, let's say. I mean, or you can read the Milarepa's life story, and or the great master's life story, or maybe written by some spiritual, let's say, gurus. So just read this book, and that will also help you to see the life from different perspectives, let's say. So what I'm trying to say is, for the young generation, I would say the balance, the material world and the spiritual world, it's so important. Really, not too much like a loss into material, then you are bound to be suffering, because you're too much outside. But don't be too spiritual. Do you see that? So you are like a totally detached from your parents, your relation, and then it's a little bit lonely. Do you see that? So for the new generation, or for the lay people, the practitioner, I would suggest to really, I would say, if you have 24 hours, and I would say, like, maybe give 12 hours for spiritual and 12 hours to material, Or if you have 8 hours, so then give 4 hours to spiritual and 4 hours to material. So it doesn't mean that you only work for 4 hours and you start to meditation for 4 hours. That is just a metaphor. What I'm trying to say is, like, start to read these spiritual books, and it will automatically reset your mind. So you are already start to becoming a spiritual, kind of way to think and see, and somehow that's a beginning level. As I say, like, you can start with some meditation, and this journey to searching for your true self, to finding who you really are. In matter of time, you will find who you really are. And once you find, I would say you are the happiest human being on earth. Once you really find your true self, it's beyond your nationality, it's beyond your body, it's beyond your names, and you will be so surprised to discover that your true self, and for us, that is the purpose of life, and that is the meaning of life, and that is the, I would say, mission of our existence, for human being, and that is, I would say, the richest life